Hey everyone. I know it's been a little bit, but here we are Tuesday again. And I figured I've been kind of working on the home music front end and back end, so I kind of show you it. So without further ado, my projects update. Now, before this, I used to, well, you saw the old one. It was a left pane and a middle pane, and then a player. Now, I've done some fixes, even though this isn't ever going to be public per se. There used to be the problem of absolute pathing, which would allow for traversal, and that's never good, obviously. Now, what I have done is now that instead of going to the absolute path, it'll do API songs, API album, etc. Also, every time you used to click something, it would completely rescan the directory. Now, to fix that problem, I have when it first starts, it'll do a quick scan of everything. Let's air quote, quick scan everything you have, and make a music library database in SQLite. It'll do track name, track artist, band, or the band, the artist, the album, song name, and it uses Mutagen to do that. Now, originally, what I was doing was, since I do mine in a very specific way, is I'll have it. This is the artist album, or the artist folder, the album, and then the songs in the album. And I would name each song artist, album, track number, song. Now, that used to be my only method until Mutagen. Now that's considered a fallback. And if that fallback doesn't work, it'll use stripping, which will strip out the hyphens. It is very tight, very specific to my format, which is why I kind of thought, well, if I ever do put it out, I should probably use something to help look for ID tags in your rep media. So that's why I use Mutagen. Now, the last fallback is again stripping. It'll do just artist and song. And that's where it'll leave it. And again, at some point, for me, this is going to be a Docker project, or it is a Docker project, but I'm going to have to redo the Docker file in the Docker Compose so it knows how to use the new uh, libraries and the new everything, set up the requirements text, all that kind of stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and give this a run. It should be the first thing. Yep. Now, I did add spin doctors in here. That way, I can make sure technically that my database will update when a new folder is added. So let's go ahead and open a new private window, and we'll do localhost 5000. And there we are. Now we need to, as this does not exist anymore, I need to make sure when it does detect that there's nothing new, it doesn't use this again. But here is the spin doctors. We got Pocket Full of Kryptonite, and it has picked it up. Let's take a quick look at the database and see if it is updating or if it's just hanging. Downloads, get our database viewer. Let's open database, home music, music library. You see library and scan log. Let's go and take a look here. Yeah, it's still holding on to the fake album, fake artist. Real lo-fi free, copyright free music, but I copied and pasted it. But it did also pick up the spin doctors. Very nice. Okay, so we have ID, the artist, the album, the song name, file name, and the path to the music. Of course, this is it looking inside the quote unquote container. So no more absolute paths. Well, no more absolute exposed paths, I should say. But it not updating the spin doctors is missing, or not spin doctors, the fakes are now missing. That's kind of unsettling. I wonder, since it technically knows where it is, if it'll still play it. No. Okay. So it doesn't. It knows it existed, but it can't play it. That's good. I'm gonna have it remember to update and scrub that doesn't exist. So let's go ahead and remove that. That's also a new feature. So let's do bigger, better, faster, stronger. Let's do up. Bring the volume down a bit. So that works. Let's go to Spin Doctors. Our pocket full of kryptonite. What one? What one? How about Little Miss Can't Be Wrong? Yep, still there as well. Okay. Now that it picked up Spin Doctors and all that, say, well, I really don't want Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. We can hit that X. What else can we add? We can add two princesses. So say we're listening to What's Up, and we got to the very end of it, and, we're doing stuff, we're waiting for the song to end. I also added the ability for it to notice that the song's done, and then kick off your next song. Alright. Now we've seen that you can remove one song. Say you want all your songs gone. You can click Clear Queue now. Now with it, I did have it come up with a notification up here saying web browser would like to clear the queue, yes or no. But that started getting annoying during testing. And again, since it's probably going to just be me, I removed it. So I click Clear Queue. I'm clearing the queue. But I also started thinking, well, what if I want a playlist? I already have it set up on my Python music player that you can save out a music list. And the problem with that is it uses the absolute path since it's just, a desktop local player. How would I do that with a website? I can make a user, have it save the playlist to the database, or I could have it just spit out a playlist file that has the API dictionary calls for whatever songs that are in that certain queue. And that's probably what I'm going to do. Is it for sure? No. But my next step in project is going to be whenever it does update, if it doesn't see these files anymore, remove it out of the database. As you can see, it does pick up this was in there, this was in there, this was in there, this was in there. It seen this was added, but it did not see that these were removed, and that needs to be updated. So with that, I'm done for this now. You can see I've added my browser, my library, my queue. Oh, I didn't mention, there's artist albums, but I also finally finished the unfinished implementation of all songs. Now, instead of just picking an album or artist, you can just scroll through all the songs you have. Is that practical? Probably not. Is it neat? Yes. As a hobbyist, I find that very neat that I can split these up into so many different ways. But, okay. That's actually it. I'm going to get off here. It's probably been, I don't know, 10 minutes. Uh, be good to yourselves. Take it easy. And as always, I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a good one.